Hi guys, I'm Element.
And I'm Choco, and this is Suki, and we are the DYAD in the Force.
We're joined once again by channel friends Calfor and Danielle. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Doing good. Excited for this week.
It's Friday. We are not on a Sunday, apparently, because of the Super Bowl, and we are on episode 5.
Gonna get down on Friday.
We are continuing our predictions from last week. I think we can just go straight into the episode and react.
Apologies to the person who got themselves spoiled, but I feel like there was ample warning. I got deafened. I still haven't even watched last week's because I didn't want to be spoiled myself. So yeah, let's jump into it.
I'm just gonna say, I really appreciated last week, or a couple of days ago. We were able to laugh for once.
Right?
I wonder if that's
the
gonna
biggest
last.
thing is probably not. I was just happy to not have an episode where I was crying.
Exactly.
It's like, oh yay, I get to laugh and everything's kind of okay. Kind of.
I mean, it wasn't super laughing at the very last moment, but second to last moment was hilarious.
Yeah. What did he say at the end before it all went down? He's just like, you're so goddamn stupid.
Yeah, so goddamn stupid.
I'm pretty sure that it feels like they wrote those puns specifically for the episode because I hadn't heard them before.
Ooh.
This is what happened to the QZ.
Jeez.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh, jeez. That's not encouraging people.
Oh, he's signing to him.
Is he doing that out of necessity, or is
I
Sam?
think the actor who plays the little boy is deaf. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I'm not Fedra.
Bad.
Lucky for you. No one here has to die. Yeah, we could put you on trial. You're all guilty, so that's how that'll go.
Jesus.
And do some time, easy.
He's terrifying.
Karen's in the
Do
apocalypse.
something for me.
So she's mad at them for ratting them out to
Guess they don't
Fedra.
know.
So now she wants them to rat Henry out to her.
Kill them.
It's like the sheep of the other herd.
Hold up.
Based on this situation, I don't think so.
He didn't say.
So it's looking like relative
Swear,
freedom
I
to me.
told you,
You know?
Yeah,
everything
right.
I know.
Is that what he is to you?
Jesus.
Why are they listening to her?
Yeah, that's my question.
We're really putting him on
She
trial.
just seems psychotic.
It seems like she
uh,
has some, like,
Issues?
Knowledge or something.
Oh, yeah.
probably
that-
legacy power, legacy authority, like carried over.
But like that doesn't fly when people are hanging people in the streets.
Well, no, I mean, if it's the only thing you know, much like the groups and cliques that form in the other QZs, like Joel's group and the Fireflies, you know, you kind of form a group, and then it's like Lord of the Flies, you're kind of in it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, say her father was a mob boss or something like that. Well, but she's pretty cool, so she might just have been a Don herself. So I don't know.
Tunnels. Might go into trouble.
Wondering what the opposing force is here.
20 cans and 6 pounds of jerky for the 3 of us. If we stick to the minimum, I think we
He
can
has
make
a little
it.
pad.
So that's how long we have.
I remember those, like where you kind of just lift it and then put it back and erase it.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
me.
To see the world in a grain of sand. To hold infinity in the palm of your hand. To be excited by crayons in this. Sorry, those auguries of innocence.
Mostly.
first two lines. Puritan beef stew.
Yeah.
Some fine dining.
It's so hard to react to silence.
I mean, I'm just so drawn in that I'm just like,
I'm gonna deafen Choco really quickly. I like this change from the game.
Yeah, me too. It's a lot more in depth.
Oh, you're good. Just had to say something.
surprise, Puritan beef stew.
It's so sad when you think that Henry's not that old himself. Like he's probably
yeah.
like what, 20?
Yeah.
And have to come up with ways to save his little brother. Take care of him. Sad.
I thought he was showing him the knife. That's their mirror.
Super Sam. I thought he was gonna pull like a tiny pocket mirror out of his shoe. I was like, oh no, knife.
It's good use, though. Good use of a knife. That's how you prove it has a mirror finish. It's cool that he doesn't withhold anything from Sam.
Yeah.
Although it's hard to, like, lie about how you're reacting to the sounds.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything's fine.
I love getting this perspective of that.
Right.
Wow.
Like
No.
from an outsider's perspective, Joel probably looks like a fucking badass. Just like, damn.
He looks at his face. It's the
like,
Grim
10 guys.
Reaper. Or
It's interesting that
they
met
might know
eyes.
his face. Remember, because Joel says he's been on both sides.
But not this far away, I don't think.
Well, I don't know, but some people might know him.
Yeah, maybe not Kansas City. Hey, remember that time you marauded me?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, parallel.
That's true.
I don't know what the next step is with something like this, but if I lower my gun, it didn't hurt you,
That's so me.
right?
That's right.
Now that we've
Hashtag
established.
winging
Your
it.
fucking tone, man.
That's just the way he sounds. He has an asshole voice. Joe, tell him he's okay.
I thought she was gonna be like, Joel, tell him you have an asshole voice.
Okay, listen. Where'd you get these?
From Bill. He's dead.
Nice. Good conversation. Good talk.
Joel.
So I like him.
He says thank you. I'm guessing you don't have one, so this means a lot.
I'm Joel. Look, you ate. We didn't kill each other. Let's call this a win-win and move on.
20 years. You know what happens when you do that
Oh.
to people? They get a chance, they do it right back to you.
But you're not, Pedro.
No,
He was?
worse. I'm a collaborator.
I don't work with rats.
Yeah, you fucking do. And pointing an unloaded gun at you is the closest I've ever come to being violent.
Knew it.
So that's the deal.
Why'd you say that like Palpatine?
Show the way. The clear way.
Knew it.
Joke book for the
Been a
win.
long time.
This is the city.
It's a square.
Highway. Downtown. Us. This whole area belongs to Kathleen.
Keep the key information with the kid.
About this city. I mean, other than the strange
Yeah,
shit you've
I was about to
seen.
say.
No
Other than the
infected?
strange shit.
Oh, there's infected. Just not on the surface. Frederick drove them underground 15 years ago and never let them come back up.
Yeah.
Good thing these fascist motherfuckers are. Maybe there's one or two, but you handle it.
But
What if
we
there's more?
can't forget previous episode.
You ran into a clicker.
Two of them.
And you're still
Yeah,
alive.
there was.
There's a bloater down there.
You're the right people. If it gets bad down there, we turn around, escape.
Right. And this is the Chekhov's gun payoff.
Okay, but we know they're gonna run into a clicker down there too.
I mean,
But they're gonna be able to communicate
We need to get out of sight.
without the clicker knowing.
I think it's this way.
Joel.
they're gonna pay off. They gotta pay off that sinkhole though.
Yeah. Oh no, there's gonna be something
Yeah.
big and nasty.
You ready? Get your gun out.
Why isn't it in your bag, Ellie?
No, Joel is not happy with that. That was the biggest. We're going to talk about this later.
Fedra didn't clear it out. This big thing ate all the others.
It's empty. China's good.
I'm
Not my
her
dad.
You're not my dad.
I'm ready to run.
No, sir. I don't like it.
The shots where it's all empty, and it's like,
It's all empty, but there's
I wonder
cover.
if they're setting us up for contrast.
I like how it's set up
But,
with
like, you can-
cover,
you can
just like the
hear-
game.
A room full of chest-high things to
I
crash
wonder
on.
what's gonna happen to me.
There seems to be boxes of ammo strewn about. Joe's like, no. I know it's painted festively. It doesn't mean there's a party behind this door.
Oh, this is like the tunnel part of the story in the game. Joel.
Didn't follow the rules. You put the gun in your bag or you get infected.
Oh, it's Ish. It's from the tunnel.
I don't remember that part. Or I don't
No
remember Ish.
way. I love these.
Oh, it's Savage Starlight.
I was wondering when she would get to the comics.
Issues 4, 5, 6, 11.
Oh, she's been collecting them.
Oh, they're both. She's so good with him.
Come on, can we just rest here for a while? There's like
Yeah,
actual
but
shit to do
that's
here.
gonna come back in a bad way.
Different shadows when we pop back out on the other side.
I love how we all can't just help but be pessimists with everything. Like, that we can't have anything good and cute.
Yeah. Come on, what's the back?
These types of shows has shown us that even like the most minute moments of grace can be interrupted rather harshly.
Yeah.
You
The guy.
Hungry man.
So her brother was the person in charge.
The leader of the
and she was
resistance
a great
movement
man.
in Kansas City. I know what's
Yes.
waiting on me. The answer's easy.
I always say it's relative, man. I mean, you were
The bad guy because I did a
trying
bad
to
guy
save your
thing.
brother.
It might not be her
He's
fault.
like, I'm the former marauder, dude.
waited long enough.
Joel said, "That's enough of that. I don't want to talk anymore."
I don't need feelings.
Have you been back to the room?
Because I'm your new dad.
No. A couple hundred miles away, it's not exactly worth it.
Oh, well, we did just kind of indirectly confirm her legacy authority. It's her brother was the leader of the resistance.
Yeah.
He was so beautiful.
I'm watching her murder that doctor. I'm not
Yeah.
really feeling that sad for her.
True.
Do you want a dictator? Because that's how dictators are formed.
You know where we are?
Is it weird to feel claustrophobic with all this open area?
I mean, you know why it's all open. Space to run. Just kidding. They're already out of it.
So much room for activities.
My plan worked.
And then boom!
Much goddamn talking.
Just saying. I delivered. Make this right. Go down the street. Embankment behind the last house.
What? It's a huge state. It can fit 2 more people.
Yeah. Maybe we just call this one a success and say our fond farewells.
No, he'll change his mind. Trust me. This is how it goes. He's like, no, LA, never, ever, ever happened. And then I'm like, I'm gonna ask you a million more times. And he's like, whoa!
Go! Where the fuck is that coming from?
Shut up.
Oh. It's this scene.
Just sudden thoughts of, he left us! He left us!
Joel is making this run a lot faster than I ever do in games.
Okay.
This is kind of me with my hand cannon trying to challenge a sniper. I gotta find my angles.
Gotta do the dance.
Slide it over to me. And
Don't
stay
do
up
it, Bill.
there for another hour. That's all you have to do. Please don't do it. Please.
Gosh. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Why do you think you're in front? Clear them.
I'm so mad at this point.
Was this a lot of restarting from checkpoint?
It's just, me not being able to save them.
Gun doesn't have enough handling on it.
WD-40.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Save us some time.
Oh gosh, they're like right there.
Well, kids die, Henry. They die all the time. You think the whole
This is the
world
world that they traded in?
that he's worth?
Oh. Sinkhole.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh god.
Bloater, bloater, bloater. Oh my god.
What?
Oh, they're so fast.
No way.
Oh my god, Black Friday!
You open the doors to Target.
There's no way they're standing their ground there. Nice shot.
Damn, Joel.
Oh.
I like how he's looking to see what she's thinking.
By the way, aren't all of them messing with
Of
face
course.
by not becoming zombies? I don't know.
Oh, oh, oh!
That was the most metal.
Yes! Nope, nope. What are you doing?
You need some Molotovs. You need some Molotovs.
Why are you
He's
doing
like,
this?
he looks at the big bloater. He's like, Maybe it'll go down with some 556s. Oh.
Oh!
Don't say nothing, Ellie.
Oh, and it's a child.
Oh, it's a little girl.
Jeez.
They're communicating so easily.
They don't need ASL, they just need vibes.
That eye contact.
You got bigger fish to
Can
fry
you not
right
see
now,
that
lady.
fate doesn't want you to win?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sad about that.
Yeah, not stopping it.
God.
Well, that QZ is about to be run down.
Yup. Kansas City, fucked.
Like, you'd think it was just after the World Cup or something.
That was intense.
That's why they didn't air this in the Super Bowl.
That shit's redundant.
Yeah, it's not great.
It says, I have this weird owie. It's a bite mark.
Those things are better than whiteboards.
But they endure and survive.
Scorpions.
Owie.
Mostly zombies. Whatever that squid zombie was.
Oh, shows her.
Is she gonna try to?
Hi.
You okay?
God damn. God, I'm weak.
Glad we had those puns last week. That's the shot from the trailer.
Let's go.
think I cried more watching that in the show than in the game.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Spoiler alert, that's what happens in the game.
I really love the difference, the change they made having Sam show Ellie. I think that their bond was a lot better in the show, or a lot deeper.
And I was not ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't even deafened when we talked about it too.
No, I knew that. I know that happens, but the closeness between the two just made it hurt that much freaking more.
When she was just rubbing her open wound into his, I was like, this is not sanitary. I don't.
Well, that's what hurt a lot too. Was Ellie hoping and thinking that she was doing good,
Hoping that this gift of immunity that she's been given can be shared with others, but it's not that easy.
And she's going to find out the more they travel, it's going to get harder and harder for her to accept. The survivor's guilt is going to pile up because everyone around her is getting infected. Everyone around her is getting turned, except for her.
Yeah.
You know, and I agree. I liked the change where he showed her, but they were still able to maintain the surprise to her in the morning.
Yeah.
And just what Henry has to do is not something I wish on anybody.
No. It's awful.
Just chime in when you need
No, I just need a hug.
I don't know. I love so much the closeness between Ellie and Sam. It was just really beautiful and I think necessary. I hate saying that. No.
Was he definitely?
That was what Pat muted you for earlier. Was him just saying that he liked that change.
Yeah.
I think
I was just gonna say, in the game he's closer to Ellie's age too.
14.
And so I like that they aged him down. I think it gave us a chance to see like Ellie's really like caring and kind side a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
It raises up the reliance that he had on everyone else being that young and deaf. But of course, that means Ellie instantly becomes protective. Yeah, that added.
That made it hurt more for me.
Yeah.
Well, not only did they change things from the game, you know, as a side effect of a show, we were able to live with Henry and Sam just a bit more. As more than
Made it hurt more.
Yeah, as more than ancillary characters to the player. We meet them, they're doing things, and then Ellie and Sam share a bond temporarily, and then we go through some gameplay. But this time we know about Henry and Sam, their situation, why he's being chased, and what he's had to give up for his brother to ultimately run into that huge brick wall.
We also go back to the line that they were saying just before we cut to the kids in the room. It's easier for kids because they don't have to rely on anyone. They were developing that reliance on each other. And like you said, the survivor's guilt, and that's going to continue to happen.
I thought the end of the episode, the very end, was so powerful for Ellie's, like where we can expect Ellie's character to go from here, because instead of Joel being the abrasive one who's like, let's go, like hurry up, we need to leave because he doesn't want to deal with anything, Ellie is that now. The way she just says, which way is west? And then she starts walking, and then she yells at him to come on. The look in Joel's face, you can tell that he knows that she is not handling this well. And I don't think he likes that she's not the happy, peppy kid that she was before.
She's going to start responding to things like he does because he's been it's calloused to them. And then that's going to be a reminder to him that that's not the way you're supposed to be, so he can fix himself.
For him, the impact of the whole scenario that just happened was obviously sad, and it obviously affects him in a little bit. But I think what hurts him the most is seeing innocence die in Ellie more and more each time.
We talk about the effect it has on Ellie, and well, it affects Joel too. And it is
I just keep thinking back.
I was just gonna say really quickly, it is the gamers in us that are excited for a bloater to show up, but we do not revel in the fact that the bloater literally like rolls every single person in that street and could theoretically hurt more people we care about later in the series. But
Okay. So was that just a big dude in the past? You know what I mean? Like, is that what happens if Halfthor, like the mountain from Game of Thrones, gets infected?
So I think in the game, it's kind of explained. Or I guess it's just like a overly mutated kind of long-lasting infected. So this is probably someone who's been infected since like the very beginning and hasn't died yet, has managed to stay alive, probably because they were all kept together, and if they have that like connection, then maybe that helps keep them alive. But yeah, so it's just a mutation of it.
They got a gym in there?
yeah, all of the mass is not someone that was a bodybuilder. It's all the
just
cordyceps.
growths.
Like they're still using the muscles, right? So like as it attains more mass, it's lifting more mass as well. So it is just getting stronger naturally by growing. And I think that was exactly it, right? Just the rationalization of duration of infection to type of infected.
Plus, I mean, I don't need like a super scientific answer to it, but my mind went straight to My Hero Academia. There's the guy who
Muscle. Yeah.
Like muscles kind of
gross.
go wrap around, and it's just really strengthening like those movements. Cordyceps.
No, but what I was going to say earlier too is envisioning being a kid trapped under a car amidst all of this chaos and also not being able to hear anything.
The terror
To know that
must
like
have
somebody's coming to try and help you.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew it was going to happen.
In the heat of the moment,
He could shoot.
Joel can
He's
shoot.
got some
That's
aim.
all I'm saying.
Joel can shoot, but so can the guy in the game. But for the show's purposes, Joel can shoot, the guy can't. The game, the guy can, and you
Joel
end up dropping.
When he's me.
It turns into the live, die, repeat. Like he steps out, gets shot, and then we go back. Like, sorry.
But yeah, that change to Sam definitely like made that a lot sadder.
And it's never going to get easier knowing what we're in for.
No, that's just it. Is we knew it was,
So y'all
we knew it was
just
going
knew
to
that was
happen. We
gonna
knew it was
happen.
coming.
That's.
But them changing things from the game to the way they did it made it much more potent.
What about the
She-
leader
no.
of the resistance and that whole side plot?
No.
Was that from the
You
game as well?
you only meet like the attackers. I think there's a line said by one of the attackers where they mention a she, but they never go into any detail about it. And it's just like they randomly mention a she, like she's going to be really pissed. And I think that might have been where they kind of pulled that idea from, to have her as the leader.
I'm glad that that's new, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting to the point now where we're meeting where I stopped playing, and I'm like, did I really just not remember that whole story with her? I forgot a lot more about the game than I thought.
Choco, what were you gonna say?
I mean, I imagine that probably the large swath of their story was already written. The world crafting that is in this story feels like it has always been there. I love that that's what makes a story feel big, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to happen in the background of your actual story,
And to answer your question, yeah, we knew it was going to happen. When I deafened you, the first thing I said was like, in the game, and Henry and Sam, show up and Sam gets turned. That had more impact in the show.
Yeah.
Simply because we knew more about Henry and Sam. And we also didn't anticipate learning a lot more about Henry and Sam to begin with, just their situation and why they're running. But I foresee that knowing things about the game is not necessarily good preparation for what's about to happen on the show.
No.
Winter's coming.
Yeah, it is. I just wanted to talk about Kathleen for a little bit, because I'm really, really intrigued by her part in this story, because for people who've played part 2, it should feel familiar. And I think that it's in here as for that very specific reason, to show different perspectives of different people's stories and how it looks different from one angle, and things are not as black and white as they seem, and just how messy things can get when you go down a path of vengeance and revenge. I really loved that, because it does feel like they're setting up for a longer story. And of course now we're getting season 2, we know. now. But I was just really intrigued by it, and I thought it was a really great inclusion.
No, it certainly prepares for like not a lot of shows in the dystopian setting do a good job of setting up the chain reaction / knockback effect of actions earlier on in the show.
Yeah.
But for sure they're setting up a lot of backstory that will pay off later.
I think too, like the changes that they're making from the game, not only to me personally make more sense, like from a storytelling standpoint, is like this is just a better way to tell the story, but because there are changes and they're better. Oh boy, is it making this really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's not just cookie cutter exactly what you expect it to be. The same points that need to happen, but they go about it in such a beautiful way. Yeah, no, I'm just still like in awe at how good this show is, and so appreciative that they are taking the time to make these stories better. Even if it means, it's changed from how it was, it's better.
Well, to your point, I think what's successful about what they're doing is most showrunners and most shows that are adapting from games or books change things for the sake of changing them. But what Last of Us is doing is changing minute details wherein we still recognize what's happening. We're still familiar with what's happened from the game, from the source material, but the changes are additive and they're not for the sake of deviating from what we know, you know? So things still played out with Henry and Sam from the game, but there are certain details changed that make it more impactful.
I have a good analogy for that too. It's like adding harmony to a song that you're used to, or like a melody you're used to. It's adding to it. It's making it a more full sound.
Now, having not played it, I will be talking out of my butt with this, but Neil Druckmann being behind the original story lends itself to most video game adaptations are done by people who appreciate the work, and they are trying to show us what that story meant to them versus the original crafter of the story saying, this is the story I meant to tell. You know, I may have augmented it to fit better in a video game, but this is the story. This is the feeling I intended my audience to get at this point in time. What's going to amplify that feeling versus, I played this, I love this part, so we're going to put all this budget in this one part that I thought was super cool. And, someone else that would have been, give it to Michael Bay, and the explosion and the bloater coming out would have been sick, and there would have been badass music, but it wouldn't have the emotion.
I think that's a really good way to put it too, right? Like, we don't know for sure too, if or when he wrote the story for the game and everything like that like things had to be cut from the original ideas behind the game, right? We don't know how that storytelling meeting, or how all of those storytelling meetings went, that like they had to make some changes to be, well, how can we add some gameplay elements to make this feel better or whatever. So like getting to see this feels like what it truly was supposed to be.
Case in point, what if the Sam being deaf, we don't know if maybe that's how he was originally intended to be, but it would have been really difficult in the game to have people connect if you're playing as Joel and you aren't actually signing or talking to Sam to be able to speak in the game, and he was always intended to be deaf. Or maybe Deaf Kid's audition was just bonkers good.
It was great.
Did an amazing job.
Really pleased with it. I cried a lot more than I thought I was going to. I think it hit me the same way that episode 3 hit me unexpectedly. This episode hit me unexpectedly, and I think that that's just a sign of really powerful storytelling and really good, or just care from everyone in the production team, everyone behind the cameras, in front of the cameras. Consistently, you can tell that they just really care about the story.
The show continues to impress. It has not let us down at all in the slightest. And now we look forward to, I'm not going to say anything in terms of details. We look forward to probably the most anticipated time in this part of the story, which is what we're going to call winter. All I'm going to say on the matter, there's a lot of implications with that term and this time period. And if you played the game, you know exactly what we're talking about. But I think that'll end this reaction to The Last of Us Episode 5. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more like it, and share it with all of your friends. And Choco, what did we learn this week?
We learned that endure and survive is redundant, but it's a lot easier when you are a big giant cordyceps bloater monster.
I don't have anything to say after
He was
that.
thriving.
Surviving and thriving.
But yeah, on to the west.
He was living his best life. Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.